Okay, so today we're making prime rib in the oven. You're gonna need a nice, big, juicy piece of prime rib, about 5 pounds. You're gonna need some fresh thyme, 2 tablespoons. You're gonna use a pink Himalayan salt, a 3/4 of a tablespoon of that. We're gonna be using some coarse black ground pepper. This is 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 8 ounces of grass-fed butter, salted, and some avocado oil. You're gonna need chicken broth and beef broth, a 1/2 cup of each. So the first thing we're gonna do is take the avocado oil and we're gonna put 1/4 of a cup into the mixing bowl. Then we're gonna add the 8 ounces of butter and make sure it's soft because we're gonna have to mix it up. So after you put the butter into the oil, we're gonna actually whisk it up. You want it to get pretty foamy or frothy. After it looks kind of like this, we're gonna put in the garlic. Then we're gonna add the rosemary and we're gonna add the fresh thyme. Then let's add the pepper and the salt. That's about what it should look like. We're gonna use the mixture we just made and we're gonna like slather it all over this, covering every single square. And we wanna start with the back, where the bones are, because we're gonna actually flip it over when we cook it. That is pretty much what it should look like. It's gonna look a little excessive once you get it completely painted, but the end product is completely worth it, so just trust me on this one. So we're gonna take the chicken broth and beef broth, and we're gonna put about 1/2 cup of each one in there. We're going to do something that is optional. We're gonna put some vegetables in here. So we're gonna cut up some celery, and make sure you don't put it on the actual meat, you put it in the broth. And then we're also gonna throw some carrots in there. And because you can't go wrong with some good old Brussels sprouts, we're gonna chuck some of those in here too. I love Brussels sprouts. Some people say it's an acquired taste, but maybe that's just how fancy people like food. Maybe not fancy, but like sophisticated, but yeah, I don't think I'm sophisticated either, so maybe just cool people like them. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm not cool either. Okay, so this is what it should look like. We're gonna wait for the oven to preheat to 500 degrees, and then we're gonna stick this roast into the oven. Cook time is 5 minutes per pound at 500 degrees. So this is 5 pounds roughly. So 5 times 5 is 25. So 25 minutes we're gonna put in there. And once the timer goes off, we're gonna just turn the timer off and turn the oven off. And then we do not open the door for 2 hours. We let it cook the rest of the way in the oven as it's cooling off for 2 hours. And when you get done with a 2-hour wait, trust me, this is gonna be the best prime rib you've had in your entire life. And if you're like 90 years old, that's a pretty good prime rib. That wasn't funny either? No. Okay, well, disregard that joke. Oh, and if you're like 1 and this is the first prime rib you've ever had, it'll be the best one you've had also. No? Okay. We'll leave the comedy to the comedians. We said 25 minutes because it's 5 minutes per pound. Okay, so the 500 degree method, I should have mentioned this before. It only works if your oven doesn't have a cooling fan. If your oven has a cooling fan, it will not work because it will cool down the inside of the oven and you won't be able to cook with the residual heat. It's already rested because it's been in the oven for the 500 degrees for 25 minutes and then 2 hours in the oven. So that let it rest in the oven. The vegetables in here are amazing. I've already ate like 6 of them. The moment we've all been waiting for. We're gonna cut into this bad boy. Now we do have some bones in here. We have 2 bones. So the wife doesn't like the outside pieces. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut down here and cut down here, and she can get the middle piece. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? That is how you make prime rib in the oven with the 500 degree method. And if you have an oven with a cooling fan, you have to cook it the traditional way at 375 until the internal temperature reaches 134 degrees.